Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com.
Standing during the brachis of Kerias Hatorah, the blessings recited by the oile before and after the reading. So in a previous halacha we discussed whether the congregation is required to stand during the Torah reading in shul, and there we concluded that the main halacha is that one is not required to stand, the congregation may remain sitting, and so is the widespread custom, although some are stringent to stand, and those who are stringent may do their stringency. Now all this is regarding the Torah reading itself. What about during the blessings before and afterwards? So someone may ask, if you don't have to stand, and so is the custom, during the actual Torah reading, why on earth would you need to stand for the introductory blessings? Why is this even a discussion? And the reply, there's certain blessings and items that can be recited in a tzibur, in a minyan, that are considered a davar shebekudusha, a matter of holiness, such as kaddish, kedusha. And regarding such matters, we find a debate amongst the poskim, recorded in chapter 56, halacha 5 in the Alter Rebbe, regarding whether one is required to stand for kaddish or he may sit. Now, if it were to be determined that the blessings recited by the oile prior and post the Torah reading have the same definition as a davar shebekudusha as kaddish, then it would be subject to the same debate. And indeed, the final ruling of that debate was that it is proper to stand for a davar shebekudusha. It is proper to stand for the recital of kaddish. So concludes the Alter Rebbe there in chapter 56, and the Magen Avram, and the Mishnah Berurah, and the Aruch HaShulchan, and others. And thus we need to now analyze whether these blessings of Kerias Hatorah are considered davar shebekudusha and require one to stand even if he normally sits during Kerias Hatorah, as is allowed, as we already discussed. So one thing is clear. Baruch Hu, which is recited by the oile before he begins his first blessing, is a davar shebekudusha, and is definitely subject to the debate in the poskim that we mentioned, and therefore, according to the stringent ruling, which we have established, one should be required to stand when Baruch Hu is said by the oila, and then sit down for the reading. And so indeed writes the Taz, the Magen Avram, the Masas Binyamin, Ramel, Yerab, Aruch HaShulchan, Mishnah Berurah, and other poskim, that even those who sit during Kerias Hatorah must stand when Baruch Hu is said. Furthermore, the Magen Avram implies that not only is Baruch Hu a davar shebekudusha, but also the pre and post blessings of Birchas Hatorah are also a davar shebekudusha. So even those who normally sit for Kerias Hatorah must stand during those blessings as well. So according to this, the order should be, you stand right before Baruch Hu is said, and you sit only once Kerias Hatorah is begun, and then you stand again when the final blessing is recited by the oile. So we have a sitting-standing chorus throughout the time of Kerias Hatorah for the 7 and 8 aliyahs on Shabbos. Why then do we not see people doing so? Is this simply due to a lack of knowledge of halacha? Is it due to laziness? Or is there anything for people to rely to not just sit for Kerias Hatorah, but to sit even for the blessings? So in truth, regarding Birchas Hatorah, not everyone agrees to the Magen Avram's position that it's considered a davar shebekudusha, which requires standing, and many argue and say you only need to stand for Baruch Hu. But furthermore, even regarding Baruch Hu, many poskim hold you don't have to stand for davar shebekudusha, as we mentioned, and although one should be stringent by kaddish and other things, regarding Kerias Hatorah, the widespread custom has become to be lenient to sit even during the brachas, as was the custom of the Arizal. So records the Shir Knesset Sagdail in chapter 146, the David Emes of the Chidah, Kaf HaChaim, and Piskei Teshuvos, and others. This is the practical custom. When it comes to Kerias Hatorah, the widespread custom is to sit even during the davar shebekudusha, even during Baruch and Birchas Hatorah, following the lenient opinions who say you don't have to stand for a davar shebekudusha. However, and here is where something comes up that people are not aware of. The above debate and leniency is only regarding if you're sitting, you don't have to stand. But if you're already standing, you're not allowed to sit. That everyone agrees to. If they began saying the blessing of Birchas Hatorah Baruch Hu while you were standing, you have to remain standing until he's done, and only then you can sit down for the reading of the Torah if you normally sit. So writes the Alter Rebbe, the Magen Avraham, and others in chapter 56, that in such a case, even the Maril and those who are lenient agree you need to remain standing. You can't sit before the Davar Shebekdusha. You just don't have to stand for it. But if you're already standing, you must remain standing. And accordingly, from here we can understand, those who are stringent like the Maram to stand for Kerias Hatorah cannot use this stringency to be lenient on a din, on a letter of the law. Many people can be witness who stand for Kerias Hatorah. When it comes time for the oila to say the blessings, they sit down. This is completely against the halacha that we just learned. And those who want to be machmir, above the letter of the law, and be a chassid and stand for Kerias Hatorah, certainly they need to be machmir and stand for the letter of the law while the brachas are recited before and after the Torah reading, and not sit down until they have concluded.
Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at Shulchanaruchharav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.